We're down to the final 90 minutes of the group stages of the boys U-16-17 U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs, and both the Concorde Fire and the Chicago Fire still have a chance to go through to the quarterfinals. I'm your host, Mark Serban. It's a pleasure to be with you as the number 24 ranked Chicago Fire must win today because they have the same points as Concorde on 4, but a only +1 goal difference to Concorde's 2. Well, Concorde Fire comes in on 4 points, but they have a +2 goal difference to Chicago's 1, so they only need a draw to go through. So we're listening to the starting lineups for the Chicago Fire, who come in with a record of 1-0-1 in these playoffs. Started off with a 1-1 draw against NYCFC and followed that up with a 3-2 win, despite the fact that they were down to 10 men, against the Philadelphia Union to set themselves up for this showdown. Well, the Concorde Fire started with a 1-1 draw against the Philadelphia Union and then had a 3-1 win against NYCFC on match day 2. And by giving up one less goal, they have that +2 to the +1 goal differential. So Concorde Fire in all black need just a draw to go through. Well, the Chicago Fire must get all 3 points from this one. But at the end of 90 minutes, one of these teams will march on to the last date of the U-16, U-17 U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. Chicago Fire have had success with their academy before. Their U-17 18s at the time, which has now been bumped up to the 18 19s, won the Academy Championships back in 2015 when they beat Real Salt Lake, Arizona 3-1. And this is a Chicago Fire team that is on fine fettle coming into this one. 5-0-2 in their last 7 matches. You have to go back to April 7th to find the Fire's last defeat. We're going to listen to the playing of our national anthem and then the kickoff from Oceanside. Good look at your referees who will officiate today's game. In the middle will be Julio Blas out of Texas South. Ryan Young is the assistant referee on the near side, hails from Oregon. Joe Caruvi out of Cal South is the AR2 on the far side. And Eric Arriaga, also out of Cal South, is the 4th official. So it's 2 sides who were founding members of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy. Back when they started in 2007, 2008, it was just 2,500 boys in the program. In its 13th season now with a boys and girls U.S. Soccer Development Academy that has over 20,000 athletes competing. And these 2 teams looking to become members of the elite few to make it through to the last 8. Quarterfinals will be held right here in Oceanside on Tuesday. And then the winners will go through to championship weekend, which will be held July 8th and 10th up in Irvine, California at Irvine's Great Orange Park. Here are Are your referees getting ready for what should be a fiery encounter? This is a very physical Concorde side, taking on a Chicago Fire side that is not afraid to mix things up either. And the Fire, and they're all great kits, they will be attacking from right to left across your screen. Chicago Fire finished the regular season with a record of 11-8-2 to get the 6th spot in the Mid-America Division and the 24th seed overall. The Concorde Fire finished 5th in the Southwest Division at 14-10-4 with 64 goals for and just 41 goals against, as Donovan Earl in the Concorde goal getting his 24th start of the season, as it's a Fire defense that will be looking for its 8th clean sheet of the year. So we are underway, final 90 minutes in the U-16-17 group playoff stage. And it's the Fire in all black attacking to your right. We're looking for the early long ball. This is Fields who's chasing it down in the corner. He's being policed by Reynolds, and Reynolds will stab it out of bounds for a throw-in. Some good work from Justin Reynolds, who's up from the 15s. Head coach Nate Boyden saying that he really influences the game on both sides of the ball, the number 66 for the Fire. Still defending now as the cross comes in, and it will be the first corner kick of the game for the Concorde Fire. It's Carlson who's going to take the outswinger from the near side. Hoist this one toward the back post, and out to snag it is Slonina. Quickly looking up top for the run of Rodriguez, but it's Concorde who will come the other way. Luna shielded off the ball, and it will come back for Slonina. Bruner steps in to win it back. Field into the center. Pena. Oh, what a touch that was from Bruner. He goes down. No foul, says the referee. And the ball comes into Ikeda. He's looking forward for the run of Rodriguez, and it will go out of bounds for a Chicago Fire throw-in. So Reynolds will take it, and he'll play it back as Misa plays it across for Biloli. Over to the far side for Bebe. And back into the middle for Casas. Was playing a pass for Reynolds. Bruner was tying his shoe, got up to make the interception. Screaming for it is Corey Field. He'll get it, was looking for the 1-2 with Bruner, but it's cut off, and now it's the Fire to go the other way. Gutierrez gets it into the middle. Bebe, Monas wants it back. Gutierrez, or Bebe rather, obliges. Rodriguez in for Casas. Back to Reynolds. Rodriguez playing the quick 1-2 with Ikeda. Reynolds getting involved. Puts in the early cross. And coming out to snag it is Earl. Misuk gets it back. Into the middle for Casas. Ikeda. Casas. Early on, Casas is acting as the link between defense and midfield. Played forward by Blanton. But this will roll all the way through for Gaga Slonina. Chicago, one of the youngest teams in this tournament, have only 2 0-2s on their roster, and the rest are 0-3s and 0-4s. Nate Boyden's favorite word is energy, and he says that his side try and tap into that source every single time they step in between the lines. As Bololi rolls it in for Casas, who comes back to link defense to attack. Now looking for options and gets it out wide for Bebe. Ikeda puts in the top of the box, slid on, flag stays down, and it will be the first corner kick of the game for the Chicago Fire. And their 18-19s are in full voice over on the far side. So it was a lovely ball slid in, and Blanton getting back and doing just enough. Is this one played in? Over the head of Bololi. And it will roll out for a Concorde throw-in. It's the Concorde side that started the season 0-4-1, but now playing for a chance to go through to the quarterfinals. Carl Hagen saying that his team are playing their best soccer at the most important moment. And they've had good preparation for this tournament. They are focused and they are very positive heading into this final game. Casas. And well defended on the far side. Ramirez forcing that ball back into the keeper. Slonina plays it into midfield. Coming out as Pena, he'll make the challenge as he wins it off of Bebe. And now Bololi has to catch up to that ball before it goes over the end line. Shields it, and it will be a goal kick for the Fire of the Chicago variety. Chicago very patient in their build-up as they look to play it along the back line. Reynolds coming back for it instead of Misuk will find his keeper. Slonina getting his 21st start of the season. Gaga Slonina in the Chicago goal. Seen a lot of the ball early on as the Fire work it out of the back. They were able to break the lines but couldn't hold it up along the front third. Casas will win it back. Over to the far side. Pena wins it for Concorde. They'll get it back to their keeper under the watchful eye of Alex Moniz, and he smacks it clear. Reynolds. Reynolds comes inside to receive it in the pocket. And he'll be whistled for a handball, so it'll be a free kick for Concorde in the 9th minute. It's Carlos Luna who's over it. Luna in his first season with Concorde since joining from United Football Academy. He drives this one toward the back post. It was a good ball, but just over the head of Blanton. Misuk. One back by Luna. Into the feet of Casas. That's good distribution from Slanina. Casas slides it forward to Monis. Casas will spin back with it and get it on for Rodriguez. This is Alan Rodriguez. I was looking forward for his namesake, Miso Rodriguez. Earl will put it on the floor. Wind really beginning to whip around in Oceanside. Hasn't seemed to affect the flight of the ball yet, though. This one played through for Feld to chase. Coming off his line to take it is Gaga Slanina. Slanina up from the 15s and has played all season. 21st start today for the 2004. We told you this was a young Chicago Fire side playing at the 16-17 level. Mona skips past one. Was too heavy of a touch, and it will roll out for a goal kick for Donovan Earl. The Concorde Fire just a draw away from getting out of a group with 3 MLS teams. Carl Hagen saying that he loves the chance that his team gets to compete against players who are talented and focused. Wants his players to learn how to do the same, how to recover properly, how to be good teammates. They've certainly shown that they've done that so far in these playoffs. At the moment, a 0-0 draw would see them go through Concorde Fire. And they've answered the call well, as Carl Hagen has said. You can't replicate a win-or-go-home environment on the practice field. They're certainly getting it here at the U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. As this will be a free kick for the Chicago Fire, won by Takumi Ikeda. So plenty of players who are good in the air for the Fire. You have the likes of Misuk and Bololi getting up from the back. Misa Rodriguez can also get up as well, and Monis is very good at attacking the ball for the Fire. This one driven in, lifted up just a bit, and it's Blanton who's quickest to it. Cuts back to escape the pressure of Beloy, who commits the foul. Searching ball. Ramirez able to get it to Carlson. Being watched in the corner by Bebe. And it's off of Bebe last. It'll be a Concorde throw-in. So strong work from Simon Carlson. He's getting his 30th start of the year. Carlson was just in the O2 national team camp earlier this month. And here he is on the ball. Carlson. Oh, silky from Carlson. Gets back for Ramirez, who couldn't bring it under control. And the Fire will get it clear. Falls to the feet of Rodriguez. Gets it out wide for Monis. Inside for Gutierrez. And the Fire will look to work it around the back. So it'll be a throw-in in what's been a cagey first 14-plus minutes. Both teams still feeling each other out. The other reason is that the organization of both teams' defense has been excellent. Locklear gets it up the line. Peña still battling. Chicago win it back. Gutierrez wins the throw-in for the Fire. Comes back for Misuk. Rodriguez stands into the middle. A lovely little pirouette from Casas to get away from pressure. Over for Rodriguez. He plays it through. Moniz! Earl called into action. And it's a corner kick for the Chicago Fire. Good communication between Earl and his back line, as that was a perfectly weighted ball played in from Rodriguez for Moniz. Got everything behind that, but Earl had his near post covered. Strong palms to push that one away. And it's the second corner kick of the game for the Chicago Fire. The first real time they found any daylight behind that back line of Concorde. This one driven across. So close to the opening goal, but it skims across the top of the head. And it's going to be a throw-in. The referee says Misuk went down too easily. Or Bololi, rather. So the throw-in into Feld. Has his pocket picked by Reynolds. Inside for Rodriguez. Walking along the top of the box. Rodriguez cuts in. And the attack is extinguished. Reynolds. Bololi gets it inside for Casas. They're starting to find some holes through which they can play the ball. Chicago Fire, as they have a throw-in on this near side. Bololi forced to go all the way back with it to his keeper. Pop forward looking for Moniz. Carlson unable to burst through. The long ball for Rodriguez to chase. Wins the foot race. And the shot deflected out of bounds by Carter, but it will be another goal kick, or corner kick rather, for the Chicago Fire. So third of the game for the MLS side. So that was good defending by Carter, getting back and not allowing the shot. There's the U-18-19 Fire Academy cheering their 16-17s on. It's the ball driven across, punched out only as far as Gutierrez, who couldn't find the handle. Oh, correction, that was Javier Casas. Couldn't direct it goalwards. Earl's goal kick in the 20th minute. Headed away by Carlson gets it out wide. And one back by Reynolds. Over for Slonina. Reynolds. And now Carlson's going to be called for dangerous play, even though he thought he should have gotten the free kick. Near side Reynolds. We'll get it back for Bololi. Bebe wants it on the far side. Instead, it comes into to Rodriguez. Bololi with the header. Monis. Bebe. Inside for Rodriguez. Simon on the intercept. Now it's Ramirez flying down the far side. Showed a bit too much of it to Bololi, who's able to get it back to Slonina, who clears. Locklear with the air and clearance. Header won by Chicago. Rodriguez leaves it off for Gutierrez. Gutierrez in full flight, steps into it! A good hit from Gutierrez. Just off target, but the Chicago Fire have really grabbed the initiative. And at the moment, look the more likely of the two sides to find the breakthrough as Gutierrez just running straight at goal, and he unleashed an absolute rocket that just flew by the crossbar. Look at that hit, absolutely no spin on the ball. That ball cleared all the way out into the third row of the parking lot. Luckily, we have extra balls on hand, and play gets right back underway. Rodriguez. Hadakeda instead gets it inside for Gutierrez, who's brought down at the top of the box. A heavy foul, and this should be further retribution. And so the yellow card given to Jake Locklear. So it was Gutierrez finding daylight again, skip past the first challenge of Carter. Locklear said the ball or the man's gonna get by me, but not both, and in the end, takes out Gutierrez, and it's a free kick from a very dangerous position. It's Gutierrez and Ikeda who's over it. Looks like both of them would be primed to hit it with their right foot. And it is Ikeda. Nothing to concern Earl in the Concorde Fire goal. And an early substitution's going to be made. It's Chase Oliver who's going to come in. He's going to replace Corey Field. So Oliver will come on here, his 29th appearance of the season. The Kennesaw, Georgia native loves to run at defenders. And so Field comes off. And in comes Oliver in the 24th minute. You wonder if Field is struggling with something or if that's a tactical change made by the Concorde Fire. Casas wins the first header. Simon the second, and Simon Carlson will win the free kick. Carlson with 12 goals on the season, but also leads the Concorde Fire in assists. It's always great when you have a creative number 10 who knows how to unlock defenses but can also get on the act himself. As this one driven into the box just over the head of Blanton, and it will go out for a goal kick. It was a good idea as it was looking for Josiah Blanton. Just a bit overhit in the end. And Gaga will have this goal kick for the Chicago Fire in the 25th minute. Ramirez closes down Reynolds. He's able to get it clear, but right into the middle of the field. Gutierrez got there before Blanton. Blanton still comes away with it, and Carlson has a hit, but drags it wide of goal. So just past the midway point of the first half, 0-0 between the Chicago Fire and Concorde Fire. It was probably the best opportunity of the game so far for Concorde. Meanwhile, Earl at the other end has been called into action once, as he made a fine save against Rodriguez. Then also saw an effort by Gutierrez flash just over the crossbar. Good combination in tight spaces from the Fire, and they find the outlet ball. Now Casas gets it forward for Moniz. He's waiting for the run of the overlapping defender on the far side. And it was good work from Bebe to keep the ball and win the throw-in for the Chicago Fire. In for Gutierrez. Defended by Pena on the far side. Cleared only as far as Bololi. Leaves it off for Maisuk. Inside for Rodriguez, who gets it back off to Bololi. Sends it into the pocket for Gutierrez, who leaves it off. Inside for Casas. Tried to help it back for Gutierrez, who wasn't wise to it. And it's overtaken by the Concorde Fire, but they give it right back. Cushion header downward, falls right to the feet of Bololi. And now it's Chicago, who will once again look to get forward in the 28th minute. Reynolds wanted the ball back. Instead, it's going to be won by Brunner. Quickly taken into Carlson. Carlson elects to take his space. And is trying to slide it through, but shutting the door was Reynolds. Ikeda. Rodriguez. Unable to get past Carter. Carter does well to keep it in, and he finds Blanton. Too far for him, though. Casas leaves it off. Moniz. They tried to play it for Bebe, making the run down the far side. Moniz. Blanton policing him. Oh, what a lovely touch from Moniz. Over the top, but too far for Rodriguez as this bounces into the arms of Earl. And it came up awkwardly on him, but he did well to recover. Over the top from Locklear. Headed away by Luna. And that'll be called for a push in the back against Ramirez. So free kick for Concorde in the 29th minute. Concorde Fire need just a draw to advance. The Chicago Fire needs to take all 3 points. Both of them coming into match day 3 on 4 points. Well, the other game at the moment between NYCFC and the Philadelphia Union, both teams in that one on just 1 point, so they won't have an opportunity to go through, because one of these teams will at least get a point from today. Casa spins. Was looking for Rodriguez, who's brought down. No foul, says the referee, who's letting them play. Villabuena with a touchback. Rodriguez. Quickest to the loose ball. Gets inside of Carter, who brings him down at the top of the box. And it's another free kick from a dangerous position for the Chicago Fire just on the half-hour mark. Well, Carter thought that he got all ball before he got the majority of Rodriguez, but the referee disagrees. Let's take a look here. He might have gotten some of the ball, but he did come in from behind, and a huge chunk of Rodriguez as well. Well, you can see that hands right there. That's the international symbol for all ball. And he does get a piece of the ball, but as I said, came in from behind. It's Gutierrez who's over it. Earl is far over to his far post. Gutierrez going for the kneel. And Earl able to get across this line to make the save. Oh, that's a strong challenge from Monis over on the far side. And this time, Villanueva wins the free kick for Concorde. This one driven in. Ramirez is there. Flag stays down. Corner kick for the Concorde Fire. Ramirez brings this down, pinballed off of his foot. And it was an important block from Bololi. It's the ball to the back post. Still might be something on here. Down in the box. Took a deflection, and it sneaks in. It's the substitute, Chase Oliver, who puts Concorde in front. What a celebration as well. The round-off back handspring as it popped right back up into the middle of the headward, downward, fell for Oliver, just made sure to get it on target, gets the benefit of deflection, but he'll claim that, and the Concorde Fire have a 1-0 lead. And a match where they just need to tie, that effectively counts as 2, as the Chicago Fire, who need to win, now must score 2 goals if they are going to overtake the Fire and head on to the quarterfinals. Well, as they say in hockey, just throw the puck to the net and sometimes anything can happen. It was the same here. You know, Oliver wanted to shoot. There's a mass of bodies, but as long as he got it on target, there was a chance. And in the end, the ball nestles in the corner of the net. And now the Fire have the ball and the lead. It's a good fight from Gutierrez. Did well to battle for that ball, even though he was coming from behind. Blanton gets it back. Locklear's pass is intercepted, and the break could be on. Oh, and the referee points to the spot. And the Chicago Fire a chance for an instant response, as it's Alex Rodriguez who is brought down Poor pass out of the back, and Rodriguez punished them. So Rodriguez had the step on Locklear, cut across him. Says he didn't get much of him, but got enough to bring him down. And Locklear has to be careful. He's already on a yellow card. And it's Alex Moniz who's over the ball. Chance for his 8th goal of the season, and to draw Chicago level in the 35th minute. The referee not happy with the extracurriculars going on at the top of the box. Moniz stands over it. Had the game-tying goal on match day 1 against NYCFC, looking to tie the match here against Concorde. It's Moniz. Earl saves it. He got across his line to make the save. Remember, goalies can't go off their line, but they could shuffle across it, and that's exactly what Earl did. Look, as he sees the run-up, reads it, starts to shuffle across, and is able to get down and make the save, and the corner kick is cleared. Oh, great job by Earl in the goal. Didn't have the necessary power that it needed from Moniz, but Earl did so well to read it and get over and get down. Even if it did have power on it, I think Earl still might have been able to make that save. So it remains 1-0 Concorde as we go into the final 10 minutes. Brunner shows his strength and wins the free kick. So it's Luna to take the free kick. Has driven some good balls into the top of the box already. Hits them almost on a rope. Barely any sort of trajectory on him. This one hangs up. Keeper well off his line. And he punches clear and wins the free kick. As it was Ramirez who came crashing into him. No hard feelings though. He had every right to go for the ball. Another challenge did come in illegally. Casas spins. Villanueva watching him. Casas able to get it out wide. Gutierrez. Rodriguez flicks it on for the other Rodriguez. Casas. Reynolds. All silky footwork to help it down the line for Casas. Gutierrez unable to get around Carlson, who wins the free kick. Good defending from Simon Carlson. Won by Gutierrez. Haziketa to his left. Slides it into his feet. Out wide for Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to pick out the far corner. In the end, right into the arms of Donovan Earl. The hero of this one so far with a penalty kick to preserve Chase Oliver's goal. So it's intercepted by Luna. Forward for Ramirez. Overhit this one. And well out of his box to settle is Slanina. Helps it out for Bololi. Over to Bebe. Misuk leaves it off for his keeper, who gets it over to Reynolds. takes the space in front of him. Rodriguez lays it off for Gutierrez. Slides it back, looking for Rodriguez. Shielded off the ball as it comes through for the keeper. And Earl will take his time. Oliver lost out to 4 Chicago Fire defenders. Still battling for the ball, though. And it's Concorde to come away with it. The ball played right to Bololi. He'll use the safety valve in his keeper, who will spray it over to this near side for Misuk. Bololi checking in is Casas. He'll spin. He's looking for it from Monis. Bololi again. Casas. Monis couldn't get it out wide. And the ball is left for Carlson. Into the middle, Ramirez. Back for Carlson. Near side, Oliver waits for the overlap. Has Blanton in support, and he'll use him. Oliver wants to run at that fire back line. Picks his head up. Leaves it off for Ramirez. It's a real battle with Bebe over in the corner. Still going, and the double team comes over to win the ball for the Fire. Inside the final 4 minutes of the first half, plus whatever stoppage time added on by the referee. As Gutierrez comes back to receive. Blanton wins it back for Concorde. Oh, lovely triangle combination. And it slipped in for Oliver, looking for his second. And Bololi squared up to him to take it away. Reynolds able to nod it away from Villanueva, and then Bruner whistled for the foul. Well, it looks like Misuk is struggling behind the play. The referee's going to come over and check on him. Misuk telling the ref he's okay as he's going to try and walk it off. Ikeda looking to make inroads. Sprays it over to the far side. And that's well defended by Oliver. The goal scorer not neglecting his defensive duties as Concorde looked to take the 1-0 lead into the break. That's going to be a Fire free kick. Oliver, the guilty party. And Oliver's going to get a talking to from the referee. Just that and nothing more is Oliver's first foul. This is the poor pass from Pena that forced Oliver into that challenge. Now the Fire have a man thriving in pain. Can't tell exactly who it is at the moment. But you hope that he's just feeling the effects of that challenge and nothing further. So right on the stroke of halftime, the Fire have an opportunity to see if they can strike from a set piece and draw themselves level with Concorde. As it's Alan Rodriguez who's down after taking that challenge from Chase Oliver. Rodriguez out of Elkhart, Indiana, in his first season with the Chicago Fire Soccer Academy. And it's good to see that Rodriguez is walking under his own power. Has to come off because the trainer came to check on him, but hopefully he'll be able to continue. Well, a thumbs up from the trainer is a good sign. So we're well into first half stoppage time. Can Chicago draw level? Ball into the box, punched away. Donovan has been a titan in the back for Concorde. Has already saved a penalty. Saved another stinging drive from the near post from Rodriguez. And then punches that ball away as well. So over a minute in, and now we get the stoppage time board, and it's going to be 3 minutes minimum, one of which has already elapsed. Bebe quickly takes the throw into Gutierrez. Alan Rodriguez is back on. Reynolds. Maisuk. Patience from Chicago in first half stoppage time as they try and unlock this Concorde defense. Inside for Ikeda. Blanton able to wrestle the ball away. Chicago hunting in packs to win it back, but they concede the free kick. Carlson gets his head on it. Catching practice for Slanina, quickly rolls it out. Out from Monis on the far side. Is confronted by Pena, who wins it back for the Concorde Fire. Josiah Blanton. Heavy touch from Ramirez. And out of bounds for a Concorde throw-in. They won't have a chance to take it, as that is the last action of the first half, and the Concorde Fire have a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Fire, courtesy of a 33rd minute strike from Chase Oliver, who came on as an early substitute, but that change has paid dividends as the Concorde Fire have the lead. So 45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go. Quick break, so go have a bathroom break, get a cup of tea, maybe grab a burrito, whatever it is you need. But join us right here on U.S. Soccer's YouTube page and the U.S. Soccer Development Academy Facebook page for the second half. At the break, it's the Chicago Fire 0, Concorde Fire 1. 19 appearances this season. Well, Isami Takuchi comes on for his 23rd appearance of the season. He's coming off a slight injury, though. So it's good to see that Takuchi is back and able to get some minutes. As right away, this goes out for a Chicago Fire goal kick. So Takuchi and Nixon are in. Villanueva and Blanton are out. The Concorde Fire, who've now made 3 substitutions on the afternoon. Concorde only need a draw to go through, so the 1-0 lead in their favor is they can concede twice, or they can concede once rather, and still go through. The Chicago Fire must score twice. It's flicked inside for Gutierrez. For my money, it's been the most dangerous playing going forward for the Fire. Cleared away. Misuka's back. Oliver punches it forward. Bololi is there ahead of Nixon. Nixon almost got it off of his foot. Rodriguez in trouble. And a good step from Isuk. Mysuk, who was struggling with an injury earlier, is now down, having taken that challenge. And a yellow card is given. You could see Ramirez flying in and taking out Mysuk. And he becomes the second Concorde Fire player to go into referee Julio Blas's book this afternoon. Bololi sends this out of bounds. This will be a throw in for Pena. Described by head coach Carl Hagen as a blue-collar defender, Pena. As Nixon's whistled for the foul. And referee Julio Blas wants the free kick taken from the spot where the foul occurred. That ball went out. The referee says play goes on. Bololi gets back to his keeper. I love that despite being down, Fire sticking to their game plan, patient build up out of the back, not just thumping balls forward. Of course, that may very well change as the clock begins to tick towards 90 minutes. Still Chicago looking to make inroads. Casas lays it off. Rodriguez. And the shot is blocked by Locklear. Now a wide for Moniz. Moniz over to the far side. And a foul is called against Gutierrez, much to the chagrin of the academy players behind the boards. Good look at the Chicago Fire U-18 19s. Trying to will their side onto an equalizer in a game that the Fire must win. And Bruno will be whistled for the foul. Gutierrez was held from behind and he was slaloming his way through midfield. And so it'll be a free kick for the Fire. As Gutierrez, who will stand over it. Lined up across the top of the 18. 6 Fire players queuing up along the top of that box. So now they begin to make their runs. Gutierrez clips it toward the back post. Beloy heads it across. Swept back in, but too close to the keeper. But that's better from Chicago. As the ball came in, and Beloy climbed highest and did the smart thing, playing it back across goal. But a diving header from Locklear to get it clear. And it remains 1-0 in favor of Concorde in the 53rd minute. It's been a frustrating day for Bebe. Loves to get forward, but has really had to stay at home. As Nixon turns him, now battling his way through Nixon. And Nixon wins the free kick. So it's Simon Carlson who's over it. So Fire player for Chicago had to come off, receive some attention. So for the moment they're down to 10 men. As Carlson plays this along the ground. And this will go out for a throw-in. Good work from Nixon not to allow it to go over the end line, so it's going to be a throw-in rather than a goal kick. Oliver's ball in. And so Brian Gutierrez had to come off. Needed to change jerseys as well, wearing number 3. As the ball comes back. This is Gutierrez. Had the ball hooked away from him. And Baloli did a good job. Whoa! Not only to stop that from being a counterattack, but he almost scored. That was really awkward for Donovan Earl. Let's look at that, and just didn't know where that ball was going to land. Made sure he had that hand up there just in case. In the end, sees it on the top of his net on the other side of the crossbar. So a sigh of relief for Donovan Earl. Had a tremendous first half, saving a penalty and a couple other point-blank shots. Carlson clattered into, and that's going to be a yellow card. So Misa Rodriguez goes into the referee's book. It comes in right in here, comes in on the back, knee up, and yeah, turns those hips into him. It's played back across. Carlson slides it through. Ramirez across. Fumbled. And the shot blocked before Carlson could steer it into the net. Over the top for Ramirez. Lays it off for Carlson to go again. Mishits it. And it's easy pickings for Slonina, who quickly rolls it out. Rodriguez wins it. Alan Rodriguez gets it out wide. They're looking for the early ball in the box. It's over Misa Rodriguez, but there was Moniz. However, it's shielded out of bounds for the goal kick. Nixon working in the corner. Played it off the defender. Takes a Chicago bounce and comes to Gutierrez. Gutierrez now wearing number 3. Oh, lovely skill. And it opens things up for the Fire on this near side, but the pass played behind Bebe. And that will be the last action of the game for Bebe, as he comes off to be replaced by Michael Flores. So Bebe's day is done, and on comes Flores for his 22nd appearance of the season. Chicago Fire have been without their normal starting left back, Diego Alvarado, who was red carded in the 3-2 win against the Philadelphia Union. Despite the fact they went down to 10 men, we're still able to score 2 goals and take that 3-2 win. They're definitely missing Alvarado at the moment, as Nixon overruns it. Carlson went for the quick curler. Got too much around that ball, and it comes back into the arms of Slonina. Good advantage played by the referee, but every avenue is sealed off by this Concorde Fire side, as the clearance will go out for Concorde throw-in. It was Luna who got back and plugged the gap this time around. Oh, a towering header. It's up over the back, and so it's going to be a free kick for the Fire. So a chance to tease this one into the mix. Just past the hour mark in Oceanside. The Chicago Fire looking for an equalizer in a game they must win to go through to the quarterfinals. Played in. Ooh, and almost an own goal as it went off the head of a Concorde defender. And it will be another corner kick for Chicago. Fifth of the game for the Bridgeview side. This one drilled in over the head of the keeper, but Bololi couldn't keep his effort down. Well, that's where center backs get themselves on the score sheet. Earl came out, and a rare miscue from him this afternoon, but Bololi just couldn't get his header on target. He's been good today, Jason Bololi. Ramirez pressing, forcing Bololi to play back to Slonina. He pumps it into midfield where the header's won by Luna. Carlson able to get by the first and second challenge and gets it off for Oliver. Puts it towards the back post, and the play was well read by Slonina, who cuts it out. Quickly rolls it off for Casas. Chicago were best when he was getting ball from the defense and transferring it to that forward line, Casas. And now the referee is going to pull this one back for a free kick in midfield. Well, Casas has driven in some excellent balls. This time he plays it short. Bololi gets it back to Casas. Slides it inside. Good passing in tight spaces from Chicago. They lose out, and referee plays advantage. Chase Oliver, scorer of the only goal of the game, and his 14th of the season, gets it forward. And that pass overcooked as it was searching for Nixon, who looked like he had a step on the back line. Gutierrez being policed by Luna, who gets a foot in. Now it's Carlson who's doing the harrying. Inside free Keita. Bololi. Rodriguez. Reynolds touched it too far in front of him, but he will have a throw-in. Gutierrez turns. And it will be a free kick. Well, Ramirez did a great job to get back. But then that trailing arm catching Gutierrez in the face. Love the work rate from Ramirez, though. Comes up to try and combine with that top line, but then will also make sure that he's always back behind the ball. Gutierrez, and well, they didn't ask for 10 yards. Carlson certainly wasn't. So that shot skews wide of goal. And will go out for a goal kick. Now Chicago making a substitution. It's Takumi Ikeda whose number's up. And now Luca Iacchino will come on. Had the game-winning goal on match day 2 against Philadelphia. They're going to need his heroics off the bench again if they're going to make their way into the quarterfinals. Iacchino making his 3rd substitute appearance of these playoffs. He's been the super sub off the bench for him. Moniz zips in the cross. Gutierrez arriving. Still going Gutierrez. And coming across to make the challenges Locklear. Correction, Carter. Carlson over the top. Looking for the runs, Jerome Nixon. And he's whistled for the foul on Maisut. Quickly taken by Baloli. Reynolds forced to come back to retrieve this one. Gutierrez. Flores continued his run, heads it back. Still going, Iacchino. Iacchino's cross in. Through for Moniz. He gets to the end line. And it hit off of him last, so it'll be a goal kick for Concorde. So Earl's goal kick in the 68th minute. Sent back the other way by Slanina. Played into the channel for Casas. Skips by 1. And that ball's at the beach with the Seals. So it'll be a goal kick for Concorde in the 68th minute. As that shot well over Earl's goal. And Earl taking his time, and why not? Remember, Concorde can afford a draw and still go through. It's the Fire who need all 3 points from this one from Chicago. One by Carlson. Now he'll hold up his run on the wing. Nice change of pace from Simon Carlson, and he wins the free kick. Well, they have the wing open, so they will play it quickly. Oliver drives it to the back post. Over passes everyone. But Slanina wants to get back to his goal mouth as quickly as possible and get the ball back into play. Carlson over the top, and the flag is up on the far side. So a chance to get the ball out of their end for Chicago. Simon Carlson's down. Referee coming over to make sure that he's okay. It's a beautiful day for these fans to take this match in at the U-16-17 level. The final day of group play in these U-16-17 playoffs. Chicago looking to get back on level terms. Reynolds! And too many black jerseys in the way. And now Nixon's going to be called for the push. Luca Becerra is getting set to check in for the Chicago Fire. We'll have to wait till after this free kick, which is clipped in, and the referee wasn't ready for it to be taken. So Gutierrez will do it again. Has clipped it again all the way through for Donovan. Donovan Early, you can expect, will take all 6 seconds every time he gets the ball. Even more than that if the ref will allow it. So Ramirez went up for it. Ball falls for Carlson. Gets it over for Nixon. Sliding challenge from Bololi to quell that move. Oh, and lovely skill. Monis takes off. They coming across to intervene and win that ball back is Concorde. Another foul will be called against Concorde. And now here comes the sub. Luca Becerra getting set to check in for his 12th appearance of the season. So Javier Casas comes off, and on comes Luca Becerra, a player with great vision and the technical ability to match it when he plays those passes. So Becerra will look to get on the end of this free kick. Floated in by Gutierrez. Donovan comes out, gets a touch, and it's a handball, but the whistle had already gone for a push in the box. And it looks like somebody took a shot to the face. And so Donovan Earl is down as well. This came up and the foul had already gone for the push right there, and then you see the header and cleared off, and it's a good thing that whistle had gone, otherwise it would have been a red card and a penalty shot. And Gutierrez in going up for that, or excuse me, Mysuk in going up for that. Looks like he took a shot to the face and now is receiving attention along the Chicago bench. It's another free kick for Chicago. And the good news is that David Mysuk looks like he's set to check back in. This time it's Gutierrez who's down, and the trainer is being called out for him. Referee was just waving Mysuk back onto the play. Wasn't waving for the trainer to come on. So another free kick for Chicago. There's why. Lofted in. This time Donovan elects to stay on his line. Ball comes all the way through for Mysuk, who's unable to keep it in. Into the final 15 minutes. Gutierrez. Moniz. Reynolds wins it back. Oliver tracking back to get it for Concorde. He goes down. A game that has become very chippy. It's broken up by a lot of fouls in this second half. Hasn't been much fluidity to it. Long ball looking for Nixon. Still looking to muscle his way through. Slanina missed it. It's going to be a goal kick. Nixon thought he was impeded, trying to get the final touch. Instead, it's quickly taken out to the far side. Forward for Moniz. And that's good defending from Cole Carter. Oh, and off your screen, a heavy foul. As we take a look at this replay, as Slanina missed it, and then, yeah, he did have his jersey tugged just a bit, but I don't think it's enough in these circumstances for the referee to point to the spot. And so a free kick, and the referee will give a red card for a second yellow. And it is Locklear with the foul, and so now Concorde are down to 10 men as Locklear is off. Received his first yellow card in the 23rd minute and his marching orders in the 77th. And so Locklear is off, and the Fire have 13 minutes to play with 10 men. So if Concorde do go through, Michael Locklear will miss the quarterfinal. Or Jake Locklear, beg your pardon. So Locklear is off, Concorde down to 10 men. Can the Fire take advantage? They need 2 goals. And the offside flag is up against Chicago. So Concorde down to 10 men for these final 12 minutes plus stoppage time. They've defended staunchly so far. Gutierrez. And Gutierrez ran out of real estate on the far side, so it's going to be a throw-in for Concorde. Concorde trying to make a substitution. Now the referee sees it. And so off comes the goal scorer, Chase Oliver. Came in midway through the first half and scored a goal, his 13th of the season. And as things stand, that's the goal that has Concorde going through to the quarterfinals. So Cam Gorst comes on. Simon Carlson also comes off. And he's replaced by Reese Diggin. Diggin had the game-winning goal on match day 2 against NYCFC. They're going to need him more for defensive purposes here. So Diggin and Gorst are on. Carlson and Oliver are off. As the seconds continue to tick away from a Chicago Fire perspective, we're into the last 10 minutes of Group F. Nixon holds it up. It's going to be a free kick for Chicago. Reynolds flying forward, throw into the ground by Jerome Nixon. So another free kick for Chicago. And a yellow card for Nixon for his persistent fouling. As the referee said 1, 2, 3 after showing him that yellow, and Nixon just gave him a little thumbs up and said, yeah, I know. The ball in, headed back across. It's over the head of Reynolds. He leaves it back for Gutierrez. Gets by 3. Can't get by the 4th. But it's another corner kick for the Chicago Fire, their 6th of the game. This one driven in. And it took a deflection on the way through. So it'll be another corner kick for the Fire, this time on the far side. Fire need 2 goals in the space of 8 minutes plus stoppage time. And the ball comes in. Earl's come out. He's missed it again. Oh, there's a player down behind the play. Oh, it's allowed to go on for Concorde. And Deegan ran out of bounds. Deegan providing the pressure. It allows Concorde to win it back. Takachi over the top. Gutierrez. Rodriguez. And hit off the back of him and will be a thrown for Concorde. And then Rodriguez rather petulantly picked up the ball and threw it at the defender. And a red card for Michael Rodriguez. So Misa Rodriguez is off, as that is his 2nd yellow. And now both teams down to 10 men. Oh, Misa Rodriguez, that was not smart. And then, yeah, there's no need to go down like that. Nevertheless, Misa Rodriguez still deserved his 2nd yellow. And so it's down to 10 men for the final 6+ minutes. Another corner kick for the Fire. This one driven in low and cleared away at the near post. And that one going over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick. Concorde now just 5 minutes plus stoppage time away from the quarterfinals, which will be played on Tuesday, with the winners advancing to championship weekend next month in Irvine. And this time it's going to be a free kick for Concorde. Every free kick or throw-in, you have to think it's at least 10 to 15 seconds burned off the clock from a Concorde perspective, as this one fizzed over to the near side for Deegan. Bololi comes over to make the play. Reynolds. And it'll be Concorde's ball. Nixon chasing and fouling Bololi. Alan Rodriguez gets it across for Gutierrez. And anywhere will do at the moment for the Concorde Fire. Getting to it first is Nixon. He takes it toward the corner. Nixon will choke to cross it. Well, it's Ramirez on the far side who's doing the work. He's put in a good shift today, Ramirez. You want to see him either cross that to Nixon, who was all alone in the center, or turn and take that to the corner. And if you're the Concorde Fire, that should be their destination right now. Referee tells him to get on with it. It's in for Nixon. Goes down, nothing doing, says the referee. Ramirez trying to get it down the line. Gutierrez, his pass is picked off. Still battling Rodriguez. And Rodriguez brought down from behind. Oh, the free kick quickly taken. Slid in for Reynolds, but the offside flag is up. It's a great save by Donovan, nevertheless. And what a run that was from Reynolds. Just left a split second too early. But what a dynamic outside back Reynolds is. Could see him sneaking in through the back, just a step offside as that ball is played. Great work by our camera crew to get that angle. And this time it's an offside against Concorde. Into the final minute of the 90. Chicago pressing for the equalizer. Reynolds sends it in, and Donovan Earl makes the catch. Credit the Fire. They've never given up. Continue to fight and battle and press forward. But this is a Concorde side that just wouldn't give them anything going forward. It's been very organized and very strong on the ball. Not afraid to step into any challenge. And remember, they have a goal that they can afford to give even, but it would certainly set up a very nervy finale. This cross too deep, and Earl will fall on it. All that's left is to see how much stoppage time will be put up on the board by fourth official Eric Arriaga. Nixon battling, and he's whistled for another foul. Has to be careful as he's on a yellow, so he can't mess around with any of these extracurriculars. As there's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes for the Chicago Fire to see if they can score 2 goals. 5 minutes for the Concorde Fire to hang on. A place in the quarterfinals hangs in the balance. There'll be another throw-in for Luca Becerra. Becerra unable to find Reynolds. Now trying to come inside. Rodriguez. Gutierrez slides it off. Donovan once again standing on his head. Saved the penalty in the first half and a huge breakaway save in second half stoppage time. And now Gaga Slonina was running up from his box and was told by the coaching staff to stay in midfield rather than get in the box for the corner kick. It's the 8th of the game for Chicago. As another yellow card was given out, this time to Takuchi. And the ball bouncing in the box and hooked clear. Becerra gets back from Reynolds. And it's away by Deegan. Rodriguez steps inside of Nixon. Gutierrez. Out wide for Monis, looking for the cross, and that's cleared down. Back for Gutierrez. He'll put it to the back post. Shouts for a handball, falling deaf ears. Now Nixon chasing. Rodriguez spins away from him, gets it off to Gutierrez. Slides it back out wide for Monis. Has 3 to find in the box. Monis elects to take it himself, and the shot is charged down. Another ball into the box, and brought down at the back post. And then the shot is missed, and Donovan falls on it. And now things getting really contentious here. Donovan Earl falling on the ball, and Becerra did fall on him, but still had every right to go for it. Itsumi Takachi's on a yellow card, so he has to be careful. And so we take a look, and Becerra just taking a bit too much time on it. It fell back, but the shot was missed by Mysuk, and then going in it, and you know what? Becerra pulls out of the challenge. He's going in with his foot, pulls out, and does land on him, but his foot could have gone right into him. He pulls out, and then you understand the need to want to protect the keeper, but you also have to be smart in these situations. You've got a quarterfinal coming up. Especially considering that Becerra did everything he could to pull out of that challenge. He lands on top of Donovan Earl, but I still say fair play to him. Could have been a lot worse. Free kick going against Nixon. They want to take it quickly, but they're going to have to bring it back to the spot of the foul. Slonina well out of his goal. Played in. Earl. Unbelievable goalkeeping from Donovan Earl. This has truly been a team effort from the Concorde Fire, but if you had to pick a man of the match, it would be Donovan Earl. The penalty save in the first half on top of 3 or 4 other spectacular saves. As the minimum 5 minutes of stoppage time has elapsed, and a corner kick for the Fire. Can they grab an equalizer? 9th corner kick of the game for Chicago. This one played short. To the far post and into the arms of Earl. The Concorde Fire have beaten 3 MLS academies out for a place in the quarterfinals. They drew with the Philadelphia Union 1-1 on match day 1, beat NYCFC 3-1 on match day 2, and get the 1-0 win here over the Chicago Fire to go on to the quarterfinals. So of the Fires, it's the Concorde that marches on to the last 8. Reminder to stay with us on the field as we will have interviews with some of the members of the Concorde Fire. But for now, from the booth, I'm Mark Serber saying so long as it finishes. Concorde Fire 1, Chicago Fire 0. The Concorde Fire marches on to the quarterfinals. Here with Donovan Earl, congratulations on the victory today and going through to the quarterfinals. What are your emotions when you heard that final whistle go?
And I'm just so happy. We were defending for most of the game. Just being able to keep it 1-0 and, win that game, it was just great. So much joy in my heart, Love my team. Thank all the fans for coming out. It's great.
And you had that penalty save in the first half. What did you see? Because I saw you cheating over to that side early.
Oh, man, I saw the kid look one way. He was trying to sell me so hard. So I just went the other way, and that's where he went, and I took it. And yeah, it was great.
It was a wonderful defensive effort, not only by you with some tremendous saves, but the back line just seems so compact and organized. Is that something that you guys have worked really hard on throughout the season?
Yeah. The back line has been good, especially coming to the end of the year. They've been getting even stronger. Sad that our center back got a red card. He's great. He's one of the best. And I'm just happy they were able to keep it 0. Clean sheet, It was great.
Well, Donovan Earl, tremendous game today, man of the match. Congratulations and good luck in the quarterfinals.
Thank you so much.